Live from number 5 Ola Hansen Lane at Tesano in Accra, this is Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. I am Umaru Sanda Amadou. Coming up. Fire destroys wooden structures at Ayalolo Timber Market in Accra.
They said one guy was burning rubbish around 12:30 there, but it's not done here because. And I learned when he set a fire, he went inside to sleep. And then the thing all over working, it catch fire.
Over 200 homes submerged in Katamanso floods in the greater Accra region.
The whole place was flooded, and this is not the first time. Always, if you come and see yesterday how the cars have been, the road have been flooded, the cars be falling into this gutter, the motorcycle. I mean, it's very, very this thing. So we are begging the government, Charlie, this road must be done.
Residents of Gomuate Chiman in the central region face water crisis as residents rely on worm-infested well. Illegal mining puts Ghana's groundwater at risk. UMAT study warns of worsening pollution.
Look at the Ankoba River. In 2017, there was no illegal mining activities plenty there. Look at the Bonsa. It was very minimum. But in 2023, it was more like a tenfold. You see all this. And so the conditions had deteriorated.
We're grateful that you joined us for the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. We settle for details of our stories, and we start off with a very sad one. Several structures made of wooden planks and hardware materials were raised in an inferno at the Ayalolo Timber Market in Accra. Reports suggest that the fire outbreak stemmed from a refuse fire set up by one of these dwellers in the enclave. Channel 1 News' Ni Aikwe Okain was at the scene and came through with this report.
Thick plumes of smoke rose into the sky as flames devoured wooden structures and stacks of hardware at the Ayalolo Timber Market in Accra. Traders watched helplessly, some clutching their heads, others scrambling to salvage what little they could, as the inferno reduced their livelihoods to ashes. Eyewitnesses say the blaze was sparked by a refuse fire lit by one of the dwellers in the enclave, which spread swiftly through the timber yard.
I was in the house 1 a.m. when I had a call that my shop is burning. So when I asked what happened, so when I got here around 1:30 to 2, before they were telling me that one of the guys, we have this metal people here, and then the machine operators are at the left-hand side. So I just had a call that they said one guy was burning rubbish around 12:30 there. But it's not done here because, and I learned when he set a fire, he went inside to sleep. And then the thing all over working, it catch fire. And then later he came back, this wake him up. So when he came, he saw the thing, but he wasn't able to take any action. And he wasn't able to shout to alert people in. So all of a sudden, then the fire started.
Others remained firmly rooted to their sports, determined to guard their portions of land and secure a future place to rebuild.
I learned the AMA people are around, they are saying that no one should put up any structure for the meantime till further notice. So we are waiting for them, what they will come and say before we can start our business back.
But we've seen that some people have mounted ropes and all that. What does it mean?
There is a demarcation, like where they are before the incidents happen. Yeah, they don't want any misunderstanding after the structure is being put up back.
For many, the loss is devastating. With their goods and structures gone, the traders are appealing to authorities for urgent assistance to get back on their feet.
That's affect a lot of businesses because in timber market here it's like Abosokan. Everything is here. People sell nails, screws, compressor, a lot of things at the back there. So all is being damaged. So now it's a very big problem to the people of timber market. So we are pleading to the government to support us so that we can put up our structure back. I myself, I work in school. I'm a student at Accra Technical University. So now I don't know how to get funds to pay my fees. So I'm praying to God the people will fix the light for us so that we can complete the people we are doing their work for them.
Well, already some of these victims have started rebuilding their structures for fear of losing out on their source of livelihood in spite of a caution from city authorities. Reporting for Channel 1 News from Ayalolo in Accra, I am Ni Ayukwe Okai.
Let's remain with this story of a fire outbreak, and we've been joined in studio by the Greater Accra Regional Commander of the Ghana National Fire Service, ACFO2, Rashid Kwame Nisau, to have a quick conversation on him. What is the initial or preliminary report that you're receiving about the cause of the fire, the Ayalolo fire?
Okay, so this dawn, around 01:17 hours, we received a distress call from the Fire Master Control reporting an outbreak of fire at the timber market. So at 01:18 hours, the first appliance was dispatched. As soon as they got there, they realized that the fire was at a matured state. So quickly, they had to call for reinforcement. We were able to marshal about 8 fire engines. And then with the help of the regional minister, we got about 3 private tankers to assist in augmenting the supply of water for firefighting. Indeed, through the firefighting, what normally we do is that during the firefighting, we also deploy some plainclothes officers to fish out for information. And what we gathered was that there was this gentleman who gathered some rubbish around and set it on fire, went to sleep, and this thing degenerated, and that is the results we are having. But the good news is that this morning, the police commander came to report to the chief officer. I was around that they've been able to apprehend the gentleman, and currently, as we speak, the alleged suspect is now in police custody at Jamestown Police Station.
Just to be sure of the timelines, you mentioned 01:11.
Yes.
That was
01:11. 17.
17. That's when you received the report.
That's when we received.
And you arrived when?
We got there. No, we got there at 01:21 hours.
Oh, okay.
So for approximately 4 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Does it mean you have a fire station close by?
No, the first appliance that responded through the Metro Fire Station,
okay,
Mokola.
Okay.
And at that time, there was no traffic.
Yeah, so
the road was clear. So as soon as they set off, within 4 minutes, they were there.
It's one thing getting there. It's another thing having access to the fire. How easy or difficult was it?
Indeed, as if you were there, it was a very daunting task. I'm told at the time, the first appliance they reported to me, when they got there, there was this articulator truck that came to offload wood.
Wow.
And then this driver had, with impunity, parked in the middle of the road. So there was no way they could have access to pass through there. And that was the shortest possible route to the fire. And the driver was nowhere to be found. So they had to pass through another channel, maneuvering to be able to get to somewhere to position. And then if you see the way the place was, staging with 8 fire engines and 3 tankers was a problem. So we had to stage in the Ayalolo school. That is where we had space. Our vehicles are very big vehicles that we need space for maneuverability. So that is how come we had to go to Ayalolo, a school yard inside there, to stage from there, and then we had to connect our hoses through there. In fact, we had 3 places arrive at a place that is burning, automatically there will be hydrant. So even when in hydrant drills in fire be hydrant. So even when in hydrant drills in fire engineering science, we have what we call hydrant drills. So hydrant drills, even if I want to take you through hydrant drill 1, the driver he's the driver, he's the pump operator. So his responsibility is as soon as he parks the vehicle, he goes back there. We call something PTO. The fire service engine has 2 gearboxes.
Okay.
The gearbox that will drive you to the fire ground, and then the one that they will select for the engine to be driving the pump instead of the road engine.
Oh, okay.
So that's the way the car is designed. So number 2, as soon as the car is parked, the number 2, who is the driver, comes to be the pump operator. Then another number 4 will run a first length of hose, followed by number 3. Number 1 becomes the officer in charge. Now after connecting from the pump to the fire scene, the next thing the number 2 does is to connect from the hydrant to the pump.
In case the water runs out.
So it's not, we assume that definitely
it will run out.
It will run out.
So preparation.
Because you cannot carry so much water that you can never run out of water. That is not possible. Because then it means I don't know the type of truck we'll be carrying.
Out of curiosity, what's the volume of water that is in a typical fire engine?
It depends. You can have a fire engine that having about 25,000 liters. You can have 30,000 liters. You can have 20,000, depending on the capacity. In fact, we have different type of fire engines. We have water tenders. We have dual purpose tenders, and we have multi-purpose tenders.
So now you said you had 8
fire tenders.
Tenders.
Let me answer the question. What it means is that calling for additional pumps is an indication of running out of what? Water. Okay. So what it
But you mentioned that you had water tankers there.
The water tankers came from private connections that I had to, because the place was tight, we had to call the regional minister at that dawn. And in fact, I must use this opportunity to thank her, to call a whole minister, and she picks my call at dawn, and quickly she said, link me to the MC, and then she ordered, and in no time, these tankers started coming.
But does the fire service, does the fire service not have its own water tankers?
We have water. I deployed our own.
But it wasn't enough?
It wasn't enough.
How many did you deploy from your side?
I deployed, all the fire engines had water.
Okay.
And 1 water tanker.
So that water tanker, the plan is that when it discharges and it goes to refill.
So what normally we do is that when we come to fight fire, we can decide that this is the base pump. The base pump means that the one that has come first is not supposed to move. Theoretically, it's supposed to be positioned there. Connect the hoses, then any other pump that comes will supply water to that firefighting engine. So let's assume that like this particular fire, we had about 3 staging areas. So you have a fire engine in maybe sector 1, you have a fire engine in sector 2, you have a fire engine in sector 3. So then if you position 1, 2, 3 fire engines in all these sectors, the remaining fire engines that come, even though they are fire engines, we make them to augment the base pump and other augmenting fire tenders with water.
I'm presuming then that there was no hydrant where you went.
That is a fact.
Or there was. There
wasn't a high. I have never, to be honest with you, I didn't, because I even detailed, it's part of our drills, that you have to detail 1 or 2 of the men as firefighting is going on to scout around and see.
For the hydrant.
For the hydrant.
There was nothing.
Was none.
Or even maybe someone put a kiosk on it.
Oh, it's possible. It's possible. That one is possible. Because the whole Ayalulu cannot be there
without a hydrant.
That is not possible.
Wow.
But if you were to locate them now,
is a problem.
It's also another issue.
So what was the closest source of water for you then?
So the closest source of water, some went to Usu to get water.
Wow.
Others came to Circle. Some came around your area here.
Okay, Adabraka.
To take water. Around Adabraka areas to take water.
Interesting. I'm understanding that some of your officers were injured.
Yeah, we had 2 injuries.
What happened?
1 had electric shock, and then the 1, 2 sustained some burns.
Electric shock?
Yes.
From where?
You see, the way these people construct these markets, the illegal connections are many. So even if you decide to put out 1 phase or 2, assuming that the whole place is safe to work, you may not be lucky, and a particular area might have tapped some area that place is not off. So these things normally happen. They do happen.
Where are these fires coming from? There was one in Latebi Okoshi. We are seeing fires every now and then these past few days. We are not in a dry season, or are we? Where are the fires coming from, or what's causing these recent fires?
You see, these fires that we are seeing, if you look at the Latebi Okoshi 1, 2, the preliminary investigations we are getting is that one of these are foreign expatriates, Chinese, smoked and left the cigar in the dustbin.
Wow.
That is what we are picking. So, and this particular one too was somebody who had closed the day, gathered refuse, and then set the place away. So you can see that these are human errors that has caused some of these, particularly these 2 fires that you have mentioned.
Interesting.
So it presupposes that the fire education, they don't appreciate.
They hear, but they don't care.
They don't appreciate. I would like to say that they don't appreciate.
Because
if you do appreciate,
yeah,
and you don't have that money,
yeah,
and you are looking for this money, you manage to make a small business. Why should you allow it to go from top to zero before you start again? It means the person lacks appreciation, because if you are into business, whatever is going to put you down, you should make sure that you guard against those things. They should rather be looking for us, because we are partners in development, because we are safeguarding their investments.
Okay, very well.
You understand?
Thank you so much, and we wish your officers speedy recovery, those who were injured. Thank you so much.
I'm so grateful.
That's the Greater Accra Regional Commander of the Fire Service. This is Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. Still to come. Over 200 homes submerged in Katamanso floods in the Greater Accra region. More on that when we return. Please stay with us.
Me pay so dear me sister me dad dear me chibiana me amshishimi akuna ida me many tea or somebody me sakana me say me ida so te sika say dia so demo hwe juju so wo mo bag de ho dia me ba bi free so one hwe bag na ma mo na me hwe wow say me nya kwanfo bi na na mo sole o
Hey Ghana, so you people know Miss Brother Man Small. If you knew, it's your boy. Kill them all. But this time, I'm not only killing mosquitoes, I am killing the great. See? This wouldn't have been possible if I didn't have the perfect mosquito-free atmosphere. Thank you, Out Insecticide. And yeah, Out Mosquito Coil. For a mosquito-free atmosphere, trust Out to... You are not serious.
Out Insecticide. So ya boa faha.
DSTV means choosing.
Amazing acting.
Face friending while streaming.
Front row at the gaming and super fanning while on the going. Winning. Binging and blockbustering. While others are white ricing, you're jolloffing.
This looks so good.
With something for everyone. Anything is possible when you're DSTVing. Start today with all sorts of packages to match your...
In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensa.
For social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensa.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
Yeah, welcome back. Now, more than 200 houses have been submerged following Friday's torrential rains in the Kpong Katamanso municipality, with floodwaters affecting communities from Kpong and Zenu to Sege. Residents say the floods have destroyed properties, destroyed livelihoods, and deepened socio-economic hardships in the area. They are urgently calling on authorities to intervene. There's more in the following report by Channel 1 News' Elizabeth Kaboki Okansi.
The hours-long downpour left a trail of devastation in several communities, including Kpong, Shanghai, TS Global, Shalon Estate, Kokompe, Bethlehem, Bechley, and Zenu, forcing many families to evacuate their homes. Affected residents told Channel 1 News that poor drainage infrastructure is a major cause of the persistent flooding, which has plagued the municipality for years.
School for no free school, yet the bimushe who fit our cost, Mushaquano, Yawa, and one son a drase fita, ba, and yes, and Kitua, yet to me can't cockamba.
To be 2 hours, 2 hours to 3 hours, no, a haka and kokama. I had enough frad, but me a flower, we call the flowers cinema. Flowers na frad, a holding afra, we never been kokama.
People they've closed early, they have to get home, and people got home around 1 a.m. as of yesterday. Even as at this dawn, the rain was still passing through this very end.
So I'm standing in front of the main drainage system here at Kpong. According to the resident, for the past 8 months, this drainage system has not been dredged by the government. Some drivers also appealed to the government to repair the area's deteriorating roads, warning that worsening condition during the rainy season could further endanger lives and property.
The whole place was flooded, and this is not the first time. Always, if you come and see yesterday how the cars have been, the road have been flooded, the cars be falling into this gutter, the motorcycle. I mean, it's very, very this. So we are begging the government, Charlie, this road must be done.
We closed at 5 o'clock. We were kept inside until around 11 p.m. before we were able to go home. With this short stretch from the last end to Pumbaria. Then they wanted to block this part of the bridge. And when they block it, the water from Saki, Michelle come all around through here to the sea. So when they block it, we will all die.
There, about fear how she won't go. Connie Bene, you only about fear. Now, I let the Rojo Bar, she came a bano, Kakabotemi, Kaka Bawana, she won't pafai, Cash a bucket tonton, or Bacadudon. Nekame Bakete, I mean, you walk over beef, what for one malaria. What fair one malaria, won't pafai.
I'm in one of the areas in Kpong, which is popularly called Ronaldo. This particular area was heavily affected by the flooding that was caused yesterday. According to the residents, this whole place do not have any drainage system. And also this place connects to the Kpong Secondary School. They are saying that this is one of the factors that causes flooding in the area. Greater Accra Regional Director of the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, Dennis Nate, disclosed that plans are underway to expand the drainage network to mitigate future flooding risks.
Currently where we are standing, that's the Bell Aqua Beverages Company. This is an old problem that we are trying to solve. But due to the nature and then the heavy flow that comes from the Kwapim Ridge, we realized that either the culverts that the road contractors are doing are too small. And fortunately, the road is still under construction. So what we will do is to meet with the contractors and see how we can redesign the culverts and maybe enlarge them. But going forward, the permanent solution, after this road, the drains that is supposed to take the water into the sea has been buried under the company. So what we have to do is to probably go there. From here we are meeting them and see if we have to make them open. Because the way it is designed, if it is choked, if it gets choked, no one is able to go into it to desilt it.
Meanwhile, the municipal chief executive for Pong, Katamanso, described the damage as alarming and called for a collective effort to tackle the municipality's recurring flooding challenges.
Yesterday, we were able to get the National Fire Service to be on standby, since they are also well equipped and they will be needed during this time. We have also been advised to get in touch with the Ghana Navy. You know, they've done more survivor, they have the small boat that can also assist us. Yes, we are reaching out to them. We are also calling on all other stakeholders and benevolent societies who can come to our aid, so that together we can save life and property.
So this is the drainage system closer to Bilakwa, where the flooding water overflow its boundaries through the road, causing a whole gridlock for both residents and commuters. NAGMO officials are saying that they will make sure that this drainage system are expanded further to avoid future disaster. Reporting for Channel 1 News, I am Elizabeth Kabuki Okanse.
Now, in the heart of Accra, the walls of the Information Services Department, ISD, whisper of another era. Paint peeling, wires dangling, and records gathering dust. Once the beating heart of government communication and public education, the 80-year-old institution now struggles to keep pace, weighed down by aging infrastructure and tools long past their prime. During a visit to the facility by the Parliamentary Communication and Information Committee, management appealed for urgent intervention. Channel 1 News' Ni Aikwe Okain followed the committee to the ISD.
For decades, the Information Services Department, ISD, has been the trusted voice of government, disseminating policies, educating citizens, and chronicling the nation's history. From town criers with megaphones to mobile cinema vans in rural Ghana, ISD has been at the heart of public communication. But today, the institution that once stood as the proud mouthpiece of government is battling neglect. Its infrastructure, some dating back 80 years, tells a story of decay. Cracked walls, leaky roofs, and outdated equipment paint a gloomy picture of a department struggling to perform its mandates. Perhaps the most worrying is the state of ISD's audiovisual department. Behind its grimy shelves lie priceless records, rare images and documents capturing the journey of Ghana's heads of state, dating as far back as the pre-colonial era. Yet, these national treasures are fading away. Hard copy documents are brittle, photographs are peeling, and at a risk of permanent damage. Without urgent intervention, much of Ghana's recorded history could be lost.
We have the images all over, from pre-colonial, the colonial masters, the independence activities, and some of the things that happens, anniversary celebrations, the traditional celebrations, they are all here. Yeah. What we are now trying to do is to digitize the whole place. You know, they are manually here, so you will see that some of them are getting faded and getting spoiled. So we are looking for sponsors to help us to get equipment to digitize the whole place, convert all the hard copies to soft copies, so that will be easily accessible.
Beyond the archives, the daily operations of ISD face even grimmer challenges. Frequent power outages caused by faulty wiring sometimes spark fire outbreaks and cut internet connectivity, threatening both staff safety and service delivery.
As we speak, director spoke about it. The whole department is not on internet. We have a challenge, and so all that we are doing, we are hotspotting from our phones. with our own data. Yes.
This is an old structure. So the whole structure needs rewiring. It needs redesign in terms of even the washroom, the sewage, everything. PWD has come to do their assessment, and they've requested that we should change the whole sewage system and all that. And all of that is CAPEX. And if you don't get CAPEX, we can't. The new public financial, you can't buy anything. You can't do anything. What you are seeing here is a microcosm of our nationwide presence. You go to our regional offices, you cry. And I said, so we need a whole nationwide refurbishment and retooling.
We have visitors from coming in from outside the country to come and do research here, and they enter into a place like this. It doesn't speak well of us as a country. Do you understand? And we are told that most of the pictures and information that they have here need to be digitized, so that we can continue to have them even for generations yet unborn. It is very, very important. So as much as you are making the appeal to us to add our voice for government to allow you use part of your IGF and all of that, you should also place priority for this particular room.
With fewer than 30 vehicles across the country, officers struggle to carry out nationwide public education campaigns.
Even this division, we need vehicles to run around. We do monitoring. We need to monitor our officers. And sometimes we find our own money to pay for Uber and all that to be able to go and do monitoring. We also need printers, computers for the officers. Those who are doing the photocopying, those who are doing the printing, we need all those logistics for them to be able to function effectively.
Ideally, every district is supposed to have a fund to do the public education, but unfortunately, we can't even boost off 30 workable vans to do that. But recently, we've acquired the information rigs that will go a long way to support that efforts. We should have one for every district, so 261. Okay. Every district is supposed to have the information vans to do the work that we do.
The ripple effect is clear. ISD's declining infrastructure has crippled its internally generated funds, leaving the department unable to meet even basic expenses. To stay afloat, management says it has resorted to seeking external support while awaiting government intervention.
As we've sent in quite a number of proposals for digitizing our archives, because we know how important it is. And then we've been having talks with quite a number of agencies, but we need the push. As you've recommended, we'll send in a strong proposal for you to have a look at it. We've been in talks with UNESCO. We've been in talks with the British Archives. Then they've actually paid us a visit, and we are still in talks.
For an institution that has shaped public opinion and
disease outbreaks and putting immense strain on families already struggling with scarcity. There's more in this report.
In this farming community, fetching water has become one of the toughest daily battles. For weeks, sometimes months, taps connected to the national water supply remain dry. Left with no other option, households turn to a lone well. But instead of offering relief, the well has become a source of dread.
When I was for an for the mission one, no matter conquest when so be Yame way and so small, be very and so to be a son, I do 1 o'clock, 1 upon a child quantum. Oconasa, a watcher yaba alone, editor. Nayanum, neither alone action sooner no. Unquay, Anya, while I went yesterday. The
The shortage of safe drinking water has completely altered life in Gomwa Tichiman. Residents, especially school children, queue daily at the contaminated well, while others pay steep prices to buy water from vendors in nearby towns, often at the expense of food and other essentials. Beyond inconvenience, there is mounting concern about health risk. Health officials warn that consuming worm-infested water for drinking or cooking could expose the community to diarrhea, intestinal infections, and other serious illness. Parents say they live in constant fear for their children's well-being. Local leaders admit the crisis has reached alarming levels. They say repeated appeals have been made to authorities and are now calling on the government, water agencies, and philanthropists to step in quickly with solutions such as boreholes.
NPOE, they said, and this Wabako, and this was Wabako. We want to get out. You 2 year follow up, Pam. This is the capital. So, what's our table do? Hopefully, we will be our way too.
Sabato, the bossa, Wunha, Waban, me also, Yajum Feldon, one for them, Pino, Womla, no more boy, Susem. One more boy with them in Susem, or Biala and in some will be Biala. There are Banyo, NGO, Uncle Biala. Now,
the New Patriotic Party, NPP, is renewing calls on the government to declare a state of emergency in areas devastated by illegal mining, urging swift and decisive action. The party dismissed its concerns that have deterred past administrations rekindling debate after President John Mahama recently ruled out such a move during a press briefing.
President Mahama has stated that his administration will not rush to declare a state of emergency in the fight against Galamsey, stressing it should be considered only as a last resort. At last Wednesday's media engagement, he acknowledged growing calls for tougher measures, but maintained that existing laws already provide adequate authority to act. However, speaking on Channel 1 TV and City FM's news analysis program, The Big Issue, the Director of Communications of NPP, Richard Ahiagba, urged the president to set aside fears over the implication of such a declaration.
The president is running away from fighting Galamsey. Quite simply, this state of emergency that people are telling us and making it look very scary. Okay, it is not.
Very well.
It is what we need now or nothing would work. And I was careful to tell you what Akufo-Addo tried. Close to a state of emergency, but it didn't work. Okay, what you need now is a complete shutdown. And state of emergency can be guided.
Presidential staffer Nanaya Jantua countered, arguing the government should be allowed more time to address the menace without resorting to extreme measures.
Where we've gotten now, there's the need for us to come together and fight it. We have our own sisters and our brothers doing it. Just a moment ago, Mr. Ahiagba said that His Excellency Nana Addo tried to fight it, tried to put in place an emergency, state of emergency, like a pilot one, and it didn't help. So if that history is there, you do a pilot to see if the real thing will work, and the pilot did not work. Why then do we go there?
University of Ghana political science lecturer Dr. Ateku supported this position, insisting the relatively new government deserves space to prove its effectiveness.
The reason why I will not support it is that for now, because this is where we have a government that is just about 8 months, okay? President Mahama said that we have the capacity to be able to deal with it, just as Akufo-Addo, started and all that. So why wouldn't we allow to see whatever this government will do? Okay, if they are failing, if it is taken to a point where they cannot, we can now put pressure on them that, well, we have given you enough time, you've not been able to deal with it, and therefore, pressures can be on them to declare a state of emergency.
Security analyst Richard Kumadu cautioned that declaring a state of emergency could impose harsh restrictions on residents in mining-affected communities.
And when you declare state of emergency, it means that there's going to be a restrictive force within those areas. But when you look at how our countries and communities are set up, people move from one area to another area, not necessarily engaging in galamsey, but if there's a restrictive force under the state of emergency, there will not be any movement, no food will be sold, no hospital, people may not have access to hospitals, people may not even have access to fetching water, because if we are not careful and the powers that be says that there should be no movement within those enclaves, and you are going to create high levels of discomfort.
Meanwhile, the president of Imani Africa, Franklin Kujo, has commended President John Mahama's recent media engagement, describing it as a display of honesty.
My immediate impressions were clearly that this president was actually quite humane. He was truthful, he was wise, he was knowledgeable, was practical, and very probably accountable. I think one of the things we are witnessing in this era is essentially the fact that you have leaders who are willing to come forward. And I think John has always been like that, by the way. But there's something characteristically brilliant about that session that we had.
Now, a study by Professor Anthony Wusi, a geological engineering expert at the University of Mines and Technology, UMAT, has revealed that Ghana's groundwater, long regarded as the safest source of potable water, is now under serious threat due to pollution from illegal mining activities. Presenting findings from his research conducted between 2017 and 2025 at UMAT in Takwa, Professor Ewusi warned that what was initially a minimal threat in 2017 has significantly worsened by the end of 2024 and will continue to deteriorate if illegal mining is not curbed. Channel 1 News' Akwesi Jenim has more from Takwa.
Groundwater is vital to Ghana's water security, serving around 40% of households nationwide and 59% of the rural population. However, unregulated land use and mining activities are placing this critical resource at risk, creating serious public health and water security concerns. Delivering his inaugural lecture on the theme, Protecting the Invisible Hidden Treasure Beneath Our Feet, Professor Ewusi, who holds a PhD in groundwater exploration and management, highlighted a direct link between polluted surface water and groundwater contamination. His decade-long research on rivers such as the Ankobra and Bonsa reveals a steady rise in pollution levels, showing that galamsey activity is increasingly compromising groundwater quality.
Look at the Ankobra River. In 2017, there was no illegal mining activities plenty there. Look at the Bonsa. It was very minimum. But in 2023, it was more like a tenfold. You see all this. And so the conditions had deteriorated. Now look at the Bonsa River. This was taken in 2025. And from what I'm saying now, it means that everything that is happening in the Bonsa River is basically getting into the groundwater. Our children are coming to face it, and it is a serious thing. And the geology we have here, the groundwater movement is not protected. From the river to the groundwater is not protected. So it means that the only way we can ensure that groundwater is protected is that we have to make sure the surface water is clean.
According to Professor Ewusi's findings, as long as surface water continue to undergo contamination by illegal mining activities, groundwater such as this, though looking very clean, could still be laced with heavy metals that are toxic for the human body. For Channel 1 TV News, I'm Akwesi Jenim. Takwa.
And in our studios at number 5, Ola Hansen in Atessa in Accra, I am Umaru Sandama. You're watching Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. Still to come, residents at Amajopa call for road developments to promote tourism. More on that in a jiffy. Please stay with us.
Feeling super fine. Don't got no time, yeah. Turn it up, I'ma strut my stuff. You see me walking on the block, can't get enough. Like, nobody can touch me. They wanna be like me. But I got no time to get up, get up, get up. Now let's go. We gotta move on up. We gotta move on up. We gotta move on up. We gotta.
Play me for.
It's go time. We gotta move on up. We gotta move on up. Call me. We gotta move on up. We gotta move on up. Now let's go.
Beautiful. Wow.
Let's go.
Decent cross. Wasn't going for it. Up towards goal. That's a superb finish.
When it's go time to supercharge your hustle, make it go time for GoTV.
Now let's go.
Love it.
How may I help you today?
We'd like to open a bank account.
Sign here, sign here, sign here, and here. And now you draw direction to your house. I need your thumbprint. And I'll need your birth certificate too. No, I need the original.
A lot has changed since you banked like this. So have we. We've made it easier than ever to open an account online and bank on the go through our mobile app, online banking, and more. EcoBank, a better way to bank your way.
Sign here, and here.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
You're welcome back. Now, Amajopa, a serene town in the whole West District of the Volta region, has long been celebrated for its cool climate and panoramic views from the Akwapim Togo ranges, earning it a reputation as one of Ghana's most unique tourism destinations. Adding to its allure, the community has introduced a new attraction, the Dark Forest, a once sacred ground reserved for rituals. The site now serves as a cultural landmark, telling the story of ancestral resilience and survival through tribal conflict. However, despite its rich offerings, including the iconic Mount Gemi and popular canopy walkway, Amajopa's tourism potential remains hampered by poor road infrastructure. Channel 1 News' Desmond Selassie Agor visited the community and has this report.
Perched more than 600 meters above sea level, Amajopa is Ghana's highest human settlement, nestled at the base of Mount Gemi, the nation's second highest peak. Known for its stunning scenery and historical charm, the town has become a favorite destination for adventure seekers and cultural enthusiasts alike. Its attraction, from the striking Mount Gemi cross to the canopy walkway, have helped shape Amajopa's identity as a hub for ecotourism. Now, with the unveiling of the Dark Forest, residents are offering visitors a deeper glimpse into their history. Once a sacred and highly protected site, the Dark Forest reflects the community's enduring spirit, symbolizing how their ancestors defended their heritage and secured their place in the highlands. Assembly member for the Amajopa Afatime electoral area, Robert Ame, explained the significance of the new attraction.
This is the bloodiest forest of the Ashantis, where the Ashantis fought with the Vedome. I'm calling a Vedome and not Avis, because it is not all the Avis that they fought with. They were trapped between these mountains. So you can see the Gemiti Group at the left-hand side. There is another one at the right. And ahead of us is the peak mountain beneath itself. So ever since then, this place has been kept sacred.
Opening the dark forest to the public, he said, is part of a deliberate effort to preserve cultural heritage while sharing Amejokpe's story with the world.
The Eves in nature don't like blowing their horns. We always want to keep things for ourselves. It's only when they begin to perform the rituals and they send people to come and fetch the weeds and so we're asking, so why is it this place? And then the elders will have to tell us this location is considered a dark forest because this is the place that the Ashantis will conquer.
The addition is expected to enhance the town's tourism portfolio, create economic opportunities, and empower local youth and small businesses that depend on visitors. Yet, as the community celebrates this achievement, a long-standing challenge persists. The roads leading to and within Amejokpe remain in poor condition, making traveling arduous and discouraging frequent visits. Residents say the deteriorating road not only threatens tourism growth, but also affects trade, education, and access to essential services. Some road users and drivers share their frustration with Channel 1 News.
We are finding difficulties on the road, especially when the tourist buses are coming. We face more challenges. You know, the road is not all that broad that I may say that we will bypass each other. So it's affecting us. So if I may say, if the government will come to our aid and do something about the road.
Although authorities here in Amejokpe in the whole west district of the Volta region have opened their sacred locations to the public, they are still calling on authorities to develop their roads for them and also construct some basic social amenities in the community. Reporting for Channel 1 News from Amejokpe in the whole west district of the Volta region, my name is Desmond Salasiago.
Now, Ghana's classrooms could soon undergo a major transformation as education and technology experts advocate for the integration of artificial intelligence and innovative learning models into the school system. Stakeholders say there is an urgent need to rebrand the Ghanaian teacher and prepare schools for the future of education in today's rapidly evolving technological world. Channel 1 News' Ashanti Regional Correspondent Doris Lonta has more.
For years, there have been calls to reform Ghana's education curriculum to match the demands of a fast-changing tech-driven era. While many advanced countries already incorporate AI into education, starting from basic school, experts argue that similar initiatives in Africa could drive growth and innovation. The 2025 Key Educational Enhancement Project Conference, organized by the International Community of Learning and Social Spectrums, brought together teachers, policymakers, and education stakeholders under the theme Building Resilient Safeguards, Rebranding the Ghanaian Teacher Through Their Multiple Intelligences. Speakers stressed that Ghana's education system can no longer rely on outdated teaching models. They highlighted AI potential to personalize learning, ease administrative burdens, and promote inclusion in classrooms. Tech consultant Akwesi Boateng Osei, however, warned that unregulated AI use could expose children to risk if educators and parents are not well equipped. He called for stronger collaboration between schools and industry players to close training and resource gaps.
A lot of the AI adaptation is very unofficial. The students are learning these things and using it on their own. There are few schools who officially adopt these AI tools and try to guide the students in doing it, but I think that's the way to go. We should allow people to, learn it with their own thoughts and their own plans. You get the point. It should be more structured, it should be more official.
Beyond AI, participants explored the multiple intelligences theory, which encourages teachers to design lessons that reflect students' diverse talents, from music and nature to interpersonal and visual spatial skills. Educational psychologist Dr. Mariam Baba Alaji emphasized that no child should be labeled not smart simply because traditional assessments fail to capture their unique abilities.
Previously, it was very easy to label a child
in quotes, obonfo, or a child that is not smart, but probably because our assessment didn't cover all the necessary intellects. And so what we are promoting today is teachers be conscious of the multiple intelligences of children and identify them through their lessons. So lessons do not have to be just writing and reading. We can have the children enjoy their music, we can have them enjoy their environment. We can even have some children who have very peculiar gifts like comedy.
Education and AI enthusiasts are advocating for the integration of artificial intelligence and strategic learning approaches into Ghana's education system to align with modern global education trends. Reporting for Channel 1 News, I'm Doris Lonta, Ashanti region.
But that's how we wrap up on the Channel 1 Newsroom today. Let's do in fact, you can go to our website, channel1news.com, where we have exclusive stories for you. Subscribe to Channel 1 TV on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Channel 1 TV. Download the Channel 1 TV app on the Google Play Store and the App Store and follow our news. I am Umaru Sandamado. Thank you so much for joining us.